Hi, everyone. Welcome to Encouraging Words for School Counselors, the little podcast that could and does every week with stories about school counseling from school counselors. I'm Matt Fleck with Inspire Success. I have known Bob Tyra for a lot of years. Bob has been a middle school and high school counselor in New York, Massachusetts, California. He's worked as a state-level school counseling consultant, but he might be best known as one of the initial creators of Spark, the well-respected Support Personnel Accountability Report card that highlights the amazing work of school counselors in California. Bob was also an adjunct professor for counselor education programs in 2 universities over 25 years, and he would often share this story of not worrying about making a huge impact as a counselor, but looking for ways to make small wins with students.
I was in for an interim. I was doing somebody was on maternity leave, and they hired me to come in for 6 weeks. Maybe 8. And they hand me this referral, and it's a student special ed, and he had a mountain of problems. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to really do in the 8 weeks. But somehow, some way, I found out he couldn't tell time. He couldn't tell time. And the rest of the people in his class knew it, and they would kind of tease him about it. We spent 6 weeks. I would be there once or twice a week, and I taught him how to tell time. Now, we talked about other things in the interim, about his life and what's going on at home and this, that, whatever. I was a good listener, but my bottom line is you're going to tell time. So my last day on the job, I go out and get myself a really nice new silver dollar, and I walk into the special ed trailer. As you know, the special ed trailers are South 40, right? And I walk into there, and I'm with him. I said, Johnny, I'm gonna bet $1. And I threw the dollar on the table. I'm gonna bet that you can't look at the clock and even tell me what time it is. He goes, it's 1 o'clock. Take the $1. I never saw a smile on a kid's face, so big, and looking around the room saying, I beat this guy. It was one of my first. Probably might be my really first successful intervention as a school counselor, but it taught me the beauty of the small win, and I really kept that through my whole career. The beauty of the small win.
I remember telling a former student of mine who had an especially difficult family life that I was impressed with how she made it to school every day. That few people probably realized how much of an accomplishment it was for her just to keep going. She said that recognition of her silent persistence made a huge impact on her. And sometimes those seemingly small things also make a difference on us, on counselors, like they did for Bob.
So I tell him the story of Benny. I've made up that name for him, but Benny wasn't doing too well in high school. And, I'm Monty Hall. let's make a deal. I'm getting him through adult ed, through everything else to make up credits, and comes to graduation night, and graduation's at 7. Benny's going to finish his adult ed class at 5. Benny comes walking into the office, because we stayed late for graduation night. So I'm at the front office. Benny comes walking down the hallway from the adult ed with the certificate, hands me the certificate. I reach under the desk. I said, congratulations, you're a high school graduate. And he walks 2 hours later with his robe and his hat. But that's only the first part of the story. And it goes to why I'm so passionate about CTE and career stuff, because he graduates. And I was really proud of him, and his mom was proud and everything like that, except she calls me up. A couple months later, she said, well, what's next for Benny? I said, well, what are you speaking to? She goes, he's home watching Gilligan's Island. I said, he's not doing anything. He doesn't know what to do. He didn't sign up for community college. He didn't do this. He didn't do this. So what's next? And I felt really bad. I felt like I really kind of had failed him. I said, so it's a bittersweet story, but I made myself a promise that wouldn't going to happen again.
Benny's story prompted Bob to begin a simple practice of implementing an exit interview with each of his high school graduates, where he intentionally asked each senior, what are you going to be doing next fall at this time? What are you going to be doing day to day after graduation?
I kind of talk to stories where I learned something. I learned something from the students, and that was an important lesson. That the students, I think, teach me in a way.
Bob's stories remind me of a Mother Teresa quote: It's one I just found on a bookmark just the other day that says, "We can do no great things, only small things, with great love." Our thanks to Bob for his story, and check out the link on our website to the Spark report card that school counselors across California use. It's at sparkonline.net. That's SPARC online.net. It's impressive. Of course, we'd love to hear your stories of small or great things, and would especially love to hear any end of the school year stories about prom or award ceremonies or graduation. If you're thinking, ooh, you'd love this story, then drop us an email at matt@inspiresuccess.org and tell us about it, or record it before you forget it on our online sound booth at inspiresuccess.org/soundbooth. Thanks as always for listening and telling your friends about the podcast, and have a great week.